So, different scenery today. Different scenery. Scenery. Look. Update, yo. I've been thinking a lot, and I think a lot of personal questions that have been coming up in my mind has how to be. I think I want to expand. I talk about this a lot. Expansion. It's so funny how we could pray for something and God will bestow certain things on our lives to expand us a little bit more. And one of the things that I for the first time I recognize this, but I want to see if there's discernment in all of this. So I've been going through a rebirth in my life. And it's so wonderful to know that I'm working on myself to be at the echelon that I want to be at and that I'm striving to be at because of my God. He's giving me the strength to do this. And I was saying this because when we look for expansion in our lives, a lot of times we may overlook our expansion in our life because we see the same tendencies that we used to do before. But here's the beauty about the expansion. When you expand, right, you still have a foundation of where you built a lot of these things that you used to be. But here's the beauty about the expansion. An expansion can be in a house. Like, think about this scenario. Let's say if you want to expand your house, you want to grow the right wing, you want to grow the left wing, you want to grow the back. But there's this, but where you started off was in this one bedroom. Yes, the bedroom is still there. You recognize, you acknowledge that bedroom was there. I couldn't expand if I didn't have that bedroom. That's the beauty about expansion. Now, expansion it hits deeper because you have to have a stronger foundation than you used to have. The foundation that you used to have isn't enough to sustain where you want to grow. So that one bedroom that you had, you can't lean on that for expansion. Well, the work that I'm doing now is, yes, I'm out that room. I look to my left, I see that door. I said, yeah, thank you, God. But I got my tools on my back and I'm building that foundation so I can put this right wing and this left wing and the back wing, and I can expand my lifestyle. I can expand who I am as a person. See, I've been working on myself so much to look at myself like, yo, how do I want to approach life? How do I want to approach life? I was thinking to myself, I said, God, I don't know. Like, I want a wife. I dearly want a family, and I want to be wealthy. I want to achieve all these things. And I think to myself, I'm like, man, how can I be able to expand on a relationship and expand on my business? Where there's certain things where we start to say, hey, how am I looking at this? You got to look at the foundation. The word is the foundation. The prayers are the foundation. For me, I have to go deeper and I have to say, hey, I don't know, this foundation looks wobbly. I don't know if I got the right nails. But as you renew yourself every single day, you find that there's tools. There's prayers. I'm building a firm foundation. At the end of the day, I want to be Peter. I want to be the rock. And I don't know what that means. I want to preface that because that is something that is super, super out there to say. And I think God gives us opportunities to look at our lives completely different. Man, when I look at and I go to the gym, and I was 2 hours ago, I was going to sleep. I was falling asleep. I was tired. I said, no, go to the gym. And for me, I was just super lustful in there. I was like, what's happening right now? But I was putting in the work for me. My eyes were gazing, and I'm like, whoa, this isn't me, it hasn't been me. And what I realized is that I'm in an expansion season of my life where I look at distractions. I can't be distracted as much as my old pattern. I still see that room that I used to be in, that I used to sleep in, that I used to say, well, I'm not this because of that, or I can't do this because of this. Well, they told me I was this. Well, I could talk to her, I could talk to her, I could talk here. That was not a solid foundation. But when I'm in the gym and I can recognize, well, I don't want to have a lazy eye for every girl I see. I want to be so focused on what I got going on. And that's why I'm so grateful, because as I'm changing, as I'm putting in the work, as you put in the work, as you're building your foundation, you're going to be able to acknowledge those things that you used to do. And you're going to say, hey, God, this isn't me. Put it back in the closet. It's not buried. It's there. I recognize I came from a place where I used to be lustful. I came from a place where my eyes used to wander. Or I used to judge. But when I set my feet on this new foundation, on these new boards to build this immaculate place of this house and this firm foundation of where I'm setting my love, my faith in, I'm able to expand deeper in ways that I never could have. That's the beauty about this. And I want people to understand this. It is a testimony to know that you are moving in a direction that you never could have saw. I never could have thought that I was in a place where I'm like, whoa, I know I'm doing this. Nope. And I can say, God, thank you for my opportunities to recognize that, to give it to you, and to continue to build. Man, invest in yourself. Do the work. Show up. Grow. Be different. Be who you say you're going to be. And just watch. Just watch what happens. Man. All right, y'all.